G. Parmeshwar, Honorable Minister of Home, Government of Karnataka, Dr. ಳನವನ, DG and DGP, Karnataka State, DG and DGP of Southern Indian states and other officers of Karnataka State, ladies and gentlemen. Today's Director General of Police and Head of Police Forces Conference of Southern Indian States. Under the chairmanship of DG and DGP and Head of the Police Post for Karnataka State, Sri ಳನವನ. I am happy to know that Director General of Police and Head of the Police Forces of all the southern Indian states and union territories, be it Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Puducherry, Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep Islands, as well as senior officers from the central police organizations like Intelligence Bureau, National Investigation Agency, Narcotics Control Bureau, Enforcement Directorate, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, CRPF, CISF, Railway Protection Force have gathered here today for day-long deliberation on various internal security issues and coordination among states, union territories and central police organizations. I am also happy to know that all the Director Generals of Police and Additional Director Generals of Police from Karnataka State are present in today's conference. Today, you all have convened to discuss a range of critical internal security issues that challenge the very fabric of our society and foundation of our nation. These issues demand your utmost attention, collaboration and evocation. I am very much aware of the immense responsibility that rests on our soldiers. You are entrusted with the duty of upholding the rule of law, maintaining public order and ensuring the safety and security of every individual within your area of responsibility. It's a responsibility that demands unwavering commitment, dedication, and a deep sense of duty from all of you. In recent times, our nation has faced multiple security challenges, ranging from traditional criminal activities to emerging threat in the digital domain. At the same time, it is also true that the complexities of modern society have given rise to new forms of crimes and that was inter alia necessitated continuous evolution of our policing strategies. As leaders of law enforcement organizations, it is your duty to adapt, innovate and stay one step ahead of those who seek to disrupt the peace and harmony of our society. I also want to take this moment to acknowledge and commend the tireless efforts of our police forces. All of you have faced unprecedented challenges upon working in hazardous conditions, and yet all of you have remained steadfast in your commitment to protect our citizens. Your dedication and courage are an inspiration to us all. In today's continuously evolving policing, there are many challenging issues which require your utmost attention and better coordination among states and central agencies. I am going to emphasize some of the more important ones. The first one is cybercrime. Cybercrime is an ever-growing threat, and our response to crimes in virtual world must be equally dynamic. The past few years have been a significant increase in cyber attacks, ranging from data breaches and identity theft to ransomware attacks and online fraud. These attacks not only harm individuals but also pose a grave danger to our businesses, critical infrastructure and national security. The consequences of cyber attacks can be devastating, causing financial losses, reputational damage, and even endangering lives in some cases. The use of advanced forensic tools can aid in the investigation of cyber crimes, helping us to track down cyber criminals and secure the digital evidence needed for prosecutions. Karnataka was the first state in India to start a cybercrime police station in 2003. Presently, in every district, Karnataka state, there is a CAN police station exclusively for cyber crimes, economic offences and narcotics cases with advanced gadgets and tools. Also, police personnel working in these CAN police stations in the state are trained to investigate these specialized cases. Nevertheless, we have to do a lot more in this area. Second, next I would like to emphasize on narcotics cases. The menace of the narcotics and illicit drugs is a challenge that transcends state boundaries, affecting not just one state or a region, but the entire nation. It corrodes the very fabric of our society, destroying lives, tearing apart families, and eroding the foundations of our communities. Excellent work has been done by Karnataka State Police Force in the front. International drug rackets were busted where drugs were supplied through courier service. Also drug rackets and dark web were identified and legal action was initiated. In this regard, provisions of NDPS Act regarding seizure of property, which is a part of proceeds of crime, is yet to be effectively invoked. Also, previous PIT and NDPS are yet to be invoked effectively. A law enforcement leaders, it should be your solemn duty to combat this threat with unwavering determination. You must enhance your efforts to identify and dismantle drug trafficking networks. This includes collaboration between law enforcement agencies of the local, regional and national levels to disrupt the supply chain of narcotics. You must recognize that this is not a problem that can be solved solely through punitive measures, while law enforcement plays a crucial role in tackling drug peddling. We must also focus on prevention, treatment and rehabilitation. Next, issues that needs your serious deliberation of left-wing extremism. The persistence of LWE in certain regions remains a matter of grave concern. In Karnataka, we have been seen this problem since 2003, which has been handled very effectively along with developmental work by successive governments in affected areas and by the police force and anti-national force of the state. Currently, these groups are active in Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu tri-junction area. Better coordination is required among all three states police forces to further contain this problem. Our strategy must include not only counter-insurgency operations but also sincere commitment to socio-economic development in these areas. Another important issue is counter-terrorism. The threat of terrorism continues to evolve, becoming more and more sophisticated and global in nature. Terrorism in its essence is the deliberate use of violence or the threat of violence to instill fear and intimidate people. It seeks to advance political, ideological or religious agendas through acts of brutality and destruction. While the term terrorism often conjures images of high-profile attacks, it can manifest in various forms, including suicide bombings, cyber attacks, and even radicalization of individuals. Karnataka has faced incidents of terrorism since 1990. To name some of them is a blast churches, forts near Chinnaswamy Cricket Stadium, Bangalore serial blast, and attack in Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore, among others. Though all cases were detected and proper charge sheets were filed, some ended in conviction and some are still under trial. Law enforcing agencies have always to be on high alert. Better coordination, intelligence gathering and sharing of information among states will be very vital. In our fight against terrorism, it is impressive that we uphold the principles of justice, human rights and the rule of law. Counter-terrorism efforts must not trample upon these fundamental values, as doing so can inadvertently fuel extremism and resentment. Instead, we must prioritize intelligence gathering, coordination, cooperation and targeted actions against terrorist organizations. Another important area that needs your serious attention is interstate criminals and gangs, as criminals and gangs operate across state borders and pose a challenge to law enforcement agencies. Interstate criminals and gangs are not confined by geographic boundaries and they exploit the borders between states, using them as a shield to evade the pursuit of local law enforcement agencies. This mobility allows them to commit crimes in one state and then quickly retreat to another, making it difficult to apprehend them. Their activities range from drug trafficking and arms smuggling to human trafficking and organized crime. These criminal enterprises often thrive in the gaps between state jurisdictions, where cooperation and information sharing among law enforcement agencies can be limited. One of the key challenges in addressing the issue is the lack of coordination and cooperation among different states' law enforcement agencies. To effectively combat interstate criminals and gangs, we must seamlessly cross these barriers and foster collaboration among our states' law enforcement agencies. This collaboration can take the form of joint task forces, shared intelligence databases and standardized proceedings for tracking and apprehending criminals who cross state borders. Radicalization in jails is another issue that needs to be dealt with seriously. We cannot afford to ignore the issues of radicalization in our prisons Prisons often house a diverse population, including individuals who may already be susceptible to extremist ideologies due to their social backgrounds, personal experiences, or mental health issues. The overcrowding, isolation, and harsh conditions within these facilities can put feelings of resentment, alienation, and hopelessness among inmates. In such an environment, extremist recruiters and ideologues have exploited these vulnerabilities to propagate their toxic ideologies. These extremist groups actively target vulnerable individuals within prison walls, providing them with a sense of belonging and purpose that they may not have had outside. They offer a twisted form of identity and empowerment, often rooted in violence and hatred. Recently, a few persons were arrested in Bangalore with huge cache of arms and ammunition, and it was found that they were radicalized in Central Prison, Bangalore, by a highly radicalized person who has already been convicted and housed in Central Prison. To address this issue, we need to invest in educational and rehabilitation programs within prisons. Also, isolation of radicalized individuals, counter de-radicalization initiatives, training of prison staff, post-release monitoring, help of moderate religious leaders, involvement of family members, and community engagement will help in addressing this problem. Advances in forensic sciences and scientific aids need greater attention. The world of forensic science is evolving rapidly with breakthroughs in DNA analysis, digital forensics, and other areas. As law enforcement leaders, you must stay at the forefront of these developments, ensuring that our personnel are trained to use the latest tools and techniques to solve crimes and secure convictions. In Karnataka, we have state-of-the-art forensic science laboratory at Bangalore, and also there are regional forensic laboratories at every range headquarter. Recently, RFSLs were opened at Hubli and Bellary. We have dedicated mobile forensic units at every range headquarters and scene of crime officer in every district and commissionerate, which helps investigating officers in collection of evidences. This will go a long way in improving conviction rate and faith of general public in criminal justice system. To ensure that our police forces are equipped to meet the demands of today's complex and ever-changing security landscape, we must focus on several key areas such as training and capacity building. We must invest in the continuous training and professional development of our police forces. This includes not only honing their traditional policing skills, but also preparing them to tackle emerging threats such as cybercrime and terrorism. Community engagement. Building trust and partnerships with our communities is essential. We must strive for a police force that is seen as a friend and protector, fostering cooperation and collaboration between law enforcement and the public. Use of technology. Embracing technological advancements can greatly enhance our effectiveness. We should explore the integration of AI, data analytics, and modern surveillance techniques to stay ahead of criminals. Transparency and accountability. Upholding the highest standards of integrity and ethics is non-negotiable. We must ensure that our police forces are transparent in their actions and accountable to the public they serve. Empowering women in policing. We should actively encourage and support the participation of women in law enforcement. Diversity in our ranks brings different perspectives and strengths that can only serve to improve our overall effectiveness. Coordination and information sharing. Effective coordination and information sharing between various law enforcement agencies are crucial in the fight between crime coordination and information sharing among different state police agencies are not just matter of convenience, they are imperative for public safety and security. As criminals collaborate and adapt, and so must do the police forces by working together seamlessly by sharing information and resources. You all can create a unified front against crime and safeguard our communities effectively. In conclusion, I want to emphasize the importance of embracing innovation and staying ahead of the curve. The challenges we face are complex and ever-changing, and by better coordination, sharing intelligence, harnessing the power of forensic science and scientific aids, you can significantly enhance your capabilities and ensure that justice is served. Let me reiterate that the safety and security of our citizens are paramount. We must strive for a future where every individual can live without fear, where justice prevails, and where our communities prosper. This is not an easy task, but with our collective determination, innovation, and tireless efforts, we can make it a reality. I encourage all of you to use this conference as a platform to share best practices, discuss emerging technologies, and forge collaborations that will strengthen our ability and combat these multifaceted threats. Our collective dedication to the safety and security of our citizens is unwavering, and together we will rise to meet these challenges with determination and resolve. I can assure you that Karnataka State Police remains committed to region and national cooperation on law enforcement, security enhancement, and fighting crimes and criminals. Thank you for your commitment and service to our great nation. Let this conference bring a renewed sense of purpose and a shared vision for a safer and more just society. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.